Okay, boom. We're back on the Tru-Mon Show, live and direct with a great guest tonight. For sure, great vocalist, reggae singer. Wow, I have no, I'm speechless about your talent because when I listened to you, I was like, wow. Andrew Wayne Hanson, Kappo, welcome to the Tru-Mon Show. How are you, my brother?
Give thanks. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for having me, Janik. You don't know on the Tru-Mon Show. Everything is good. I'm up and running, ready to go. It's a pleasure being here with you, my bro.
Greatness. For the time we're going to be together, we're going to talk about all kinds of different stuff. As always, I'm always very inspired. But first, I would like to know about you a little bit more. And also, maybe you can introduce yourself for the viewers, my subscriber that might not know who is Kappo, because, yeah, there's certainly a long journey that you've been in so far. So maybe share a bit with us. Where are you from? I think you're from Jamaica and all that. So maybe extrapolate a bit.
Yeah, man. Well, you don't know. The name is Andrew Wayne Hanson, I mean, aka Kappo. You don't know, all the way from Jamaica. I have to big up my people them in because I'm a country boy, I was born, up in the countryside in a little area called Moko, in Clarendon. So it's more from the south, of the island, way up in the hills, nice and cool. It's mainly farming and all of that. So that's where I'm from. That's where Kappo is from. That's where everything started with my musical career and everything. So yeah, it's basically that.
So that's where it started. That's where it all began. Mostly in Jamaica that you started to record. Like, where did you do your first track? Like, where was the leap, the big leap to become Kappo? What age and what? I know it's in you forever. It's you've been. It's something you meant to be, but where did the leap happen?
Well, the journey basically began, from home, because home is like the root, the foundation. So everything basically started churches, singing in churches, singing, school, different functions in the community. Um, After graduating from high school, and I had this passion, I had this dream. I remember I was in Kingston, because Kingston is like the hub for the reggae music. That's where everything is happening, and it's not like now where you have access to the internet. Everything is more open to the public. Back then it was like you have to like have a link with a major somebody who has an inside link, and everything was happening in Kingston. So long story short, I started doing a few recording in Kingston by being around, a few engineers that were at a few studios. Like I remember Record Factory on Hagley Park Road at the time, moving up to Mixing Lab and a few places. But as a young artist who, you're trying to make it, you recorded with them, but then they never do anything with your recording. You just went in studio and you voiced, and you're thinking and hoping that they might release it and you might hear it on the radio, but never happened. And I even did a recording for Leroy Smart. I remember sitting in a studio one day and we were just vibing, and Leroy Smart walked in and he was like, who that I sing? Who's that? And you come here, man. And him call me and him like, what your name? And I'm like, at the time I was by the name Murphy Prince. By the way, that was my first stage name, Murphy Prince. So even now, if I go back to my old town, nobody calls me Kappo. Everybody still call me Prince or Murphy Prince, whatever. So I did something for Leroy Smart. Nothing. I don't even know what happened, but my first real break in recording was for a very good friend of mine who lives in he's from Maypen, Clarendon. His name is Hugh Campbell, and I remember doing a song for him called Never Wanna See You Cry. and that was actually my first song that went out. That I have a record in my hand, and I'm looking, and it says, wow, this is my record, and it
Yeah.
played on the radio. It wasn't played a lot because it's not easy having your song play on the radio when you're a no name. So it's very difficult, but that's
It's
my first.
I think especially in Jamaica, it's hard to get your stuff to play on the radio, and you have to, I think, know the right people or know some people, maybe not the right people, but you got to know some people. If and also it's gotta, I think it's very because I don't see much promotion coming out very much of Jamaica. Like it's more Europe, US, here, Canada. It's not that there's not happening stuff happening in Jamaica, but I think it could be stronger, especially the promotion and to promote people that come from the island. Like many of times, like you, I heard about you, but not through stuff in Jamaica that's happening in Jamaica. I found you on SoundCloud or Facebook, or so
Right.
it has changed a lot. The portrait of especially the promotion and music has changed a lot because now you cannot just expect a radio station to play your song, but there's people, regular people like me, that start groups on Facebook and stuff like that, and there's many more other ways to do promotion than just playing songs on the radio. So what do you think about all this, about the social media being involved in promotion? I think it's a great tool. Everybody's on Facebook, everybody's brainwashed with their phone, so I'm using it for the right purpose.
Yeah, I mean, the internet has its up and it has its down, but I think, I mean, internet is a great move forward if you know how to use it in a positive way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And doing one such thing in moving in a positive way is, the music that speaks for poor people, and the music that tells you about your roots and everything, which is reggae music. We say it's the heartbeat of the people, to promote reggae music no matter where you're from, you know what I mean? So the internet is a really good thing. So, back then, like you said, radio, if you don't chance to have your song played on the radio, man, nobody, you know, hears about you or anything. You do the Facebook, whatever, Instagram, Twitter, you name it. It's a great thing, but you just gotta make sure you use it in a positive way.
But that's it, because there's lots of distraction also out there. So
That's right, right. That's
if we
why I
get
said you have to be positive.
yeah, that's it. Stay positive, and because also what I found has changed a lot is now you don't need necessarily to go to a studio to record a song, but like you said, you have your Zen room in your house, and that's where you go record your stuff, I guess, right? You can do
Well,
everything from home now. You can do your own songs. You can be your own beat maker. It has changed a lot. So there's a lot of music on the internet, a lot of new artists coming out, because now it's more accessible than ever. If you have the means to buy the material, of course, to produce your own music, you need to have the funds to buy the stuff. I agree with that. But if you have the material, if you have the will, if you have the drive to succeed in music, it's much easier than before. What do you think about that?
yeah, definitely. Because like for me right now, I'm not necessarily recording as yet from my Zen room, but all the tools. I just have my audio box, I have my microphone, I have my laptop, and I have my stuff. So it's a learning process for me. So maybe the next time I'm on the Tru-Mon show, then I'll be telling you, listen, I'm now recording from my Zen room.
That's
But
it. That's it.
but so far I've made a step forward. So I have all the equipment that I need, or almost all the
Yeah,
equipment that I need. So it's just to learn how to maneuver and how to utilize it.
that's it. What
Yeah,
what what
for
is
real.
your like your everyday? Do you have an everyday job, or you just concentrate on your music? Do you have a profession? What do you do? Are you or just simply concentrating on your music and elevating it to higher heights? Like, what's the? What's Kappo's days look like?
Well, Cap was there. Huh. Well, right now, during the day, Mondays to Thursdays, I work at a dermatology office, doing all the administrative work
Oh.
in the office. So so that's where Capo does most of his work, and then take that money and invest it in my music.
Because this
So
is very, that's a good thing to talk about, because many of times people think that artists are just freaking rich, man, and they have all the money in the world and all the resources. And after work, they do one song and it's a hit and they're going to make $1 million. It's not that way. No? Explain that to me a little bit. How does it work, the music business? Because you have songs out. Like, are you starting to reap profit from that, or it's takes years and years and years before you can reap some kind of profit from it and benefit and make a living out of it? Because this is your dream, right? To take your career to a level that you can live with it, that you can make a living out of it, that you can do that 52 weeks a year, and with a smile on your face. That this is the goal, I guess.
well, I wish that was the case, Janik. A lot of people probably see what would I say? They see the cake and the icing and they think that it tastes good, but it doesn't taste good. And what I mean by that is the sacrifices that I make to bring the music forward to the people out there. It looks good when you see it, but the behind the scenes work and the sacrifices that I'm making, a lot of people don't know. So, if I'm making a lot of money from what I'm doing, no. Am I spending a lot? Yeah, I'm spending a lot. But
Yeah.
if you don't put in the work, then you're not going to get the pay. You know what I mean? So right now I'm doing what we call the groundwork, and that's why I'm working a 9 to 5 right now. And, on weekends or whenever time I have the time, recording. Do I want to do a 9 to 5? No. But you got to do what you got to do, because
Exactly.
I'm not just in this to make money. I'm in this for the love and to spread the message.
That's
You know what I
that's what I
mean?
wanted to hear.
You
Yeah.
know, so
Be- because a lot of people are in there for money. A lot of me, I think the goal, maybe the most people, they're not really in there for money. Some are in there for money, but I think it's more the love that brings us to bring this magnificence, this greatness, and express it to the world. Like, I don't expect making money with that either. I just come here out of love. But this is what drives me. It's the love. Same for you. That's our force inside. That's the power we're using right now.
and if you look at it from another perspective, Janik, the universal word, it's love. Love for the music, love for humanity, love for whatever you do, what I mean? And if we start spreading that love more, I think, the world we live in today, would be so much better. Just love what you do it to the best of your ability, and just put your all into it. And I'm sure, you will touch somebody and you will reach someone out there.
And also, once you start doing your life work like you do, I'm sure you can manifest, not manifest, but you can approve what I'm going to say. There's a higher force at work, and that higher force will come and push you also once you start doing something you love, something for the benefit of us all, to elevate other people's consciousness or whatever with music or other means. There's a force behind. I'm sure you can feel it too. Like, it's hard to explain how it is, what it is, but it's there and it's available if a man or a woman is in that state of mind and wants to acquire that power, right?
It's just a feeling, it's something that you just gotta feel from the inside, man. You just gotta feel it. It's a spiritual movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, man,
I,
definitely.
I always said, man awaken is God. because we look often for God, for Jah, for call it whatever name you want, Buddha, Krishna. It has all kinds of names, but it's inside of us. It's inside of us. It's inside of you. That's why when I see people, I recognize divinity in people very easy. But we are, I think, as a society, we are lost in looking a lot outside of ourselves for answers when it's all inside us. This is what I discovered.
Inside.
It's inside. So at one point, you do an external journey, but you become internal. Does that happen to you also? Did you add the same feeling that at one point you were looking external, and then you transform and went internal? Was that it too?
Definitely. I mean, it all begins from within.
Because
It
yeah, peace,
that's where it is.
yeah, peace begins from within, man. That's it.
Definitely. That's the root. I mean, it has to be rooted inside of you before you're able to grow, and excel to, when it become the branches, branching off, so, other people, that's how they're going to feed off your energy, because it has to come from within, and then it branches out and you feed that energy, so it's kind of like how the music is, it starts right here inside, and then it comes out, and then the people gets it, they hear it, and that's how they start connecting and start feeling it. So definitely it has to be, begin from the inside.
And a lot of people will say the music industry is controlled by whatever secret societies or Illuminati or whatever you want to name it. But me, what I see, okay, music is, how I can say that so it sounds good. Okay, we haven't been having music around for 1,000 years. Like it came recently with, like, it's a bit a distraction. This is what I want to mean. Okay, it becomes for certain people a distraction because they forget themselves. But let me finish my reflection. Hold on. So music to me is something that is very powerful, because once I can say that music is evil, is this and that it's not like there's music that the vibration are not super top notch. We agree with that. Very talk about alcohol, girls naked, and stuff like that. I'm not interested into this. I'm interested into conscious music, conscious reggae music. And this is what I want. When I hear guys like you singing and I can get in touch with them like this, to me, I don't see the bad side of the music industry. I see the divinity come out from your music to me. This is how I see it. We can have different ways of expressing ourselves. Me, I like speaking. I come on YouTube and I speak. You do it in music and you inspire me a lot, and you're going to inspire millions of people because you came this way. The world will never be the same. This is what we can't diminish, the fact that the moment we start shining, we can influence others and also tell them to do the same unconsciously. So, yeah.
Definitely. And it goes back to what I was saying, because everything that you're hearing coming from me, where did it all started? It came from within, and it came out, and it to you, and you're like, wait a minute, who is this guy? Oh, it's Kappo. Oh, I like his wife. So it's like the branches going out. So that's what I say.
Yeah.
That's how it is, man.
The moment I heard your music, I don't know how I found it. I don't know how. I think you came in the reggae group at one point, and I connected some dots, and I ended up on your music and finding out. But there's so much music out there. I have the possibility to listen to so many artists. I receive a lot of songs by email and stuff. But when I take time to listen to something, and I took time to listen to all your stuff, and what's really astonished me, and I'm going to tell you, it's your voice. It's your voice. You are a vocalist like I rarely heard. You have such a powerful voice, and that's why I said I'm going to help you to maybe, that's also the importance of developing a network. I'm sure you can testify about that. And this is what we're doing, the developing a network so we all grow together. Do you think about that?
Definitely. And it's funny you said I have a strong vocal, because normally I've been referred to as the little guy with the big voice in so
Yeah.
many different cases. And I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you an example. I do a sound check for a show. Check, check, da, 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 da. And during showtime, I walk on stage. The engineer is like pulling down stuff. It's like my voice becomes like boom. And they're like, holy moly. And they start pulling down stuff. Happens to me all the time,
Yeah.
even in Jamaica, because I do a lot of cabaret shows in a lot of different hotels.
Yeah.
And, I get mad at a lot of them a lot of times because they just keep pulling me down and they're like, man, you like, you vocals were here when we were doing a sound check and you come and it's showtime and it's like bam and everybody's like pulling it down. So
Yeah.
it's funny you said that.
The last one I heard having a voice like you was Tony D. Clutchai. Tony D. Clutchai has a great voice also, and you remember me a bit of him like a melodic voice. It's very smooth. It's very and you can feel that anyway. You have a powerful voice, and that I think is what's gonna bring you to over the top. It's your voice because I was shocked. I sent it to Craig Rose. I sent it to Craig Rose. I was Craig. You gotta listen to this guy. Like, yeah, because I was ecstatic. I was like, whoa, 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 something's happening here. And this is, this kind of intuition. We must follow it. We must follow that intuition because this is, if we listen too much to this, then we will not do nothing in life.
Definitely.
That's it. So
Definitely.
intuition is a very big step. So, at one point also, I want to talk to you about holding yourself to higher standard. This is what we need because if we don't hold ourselves to higher standard, Babylon will come and keep us down and it will keep us to our knees permanently if we let it. So, very, very important to rise and shine our light. What do you think about that? What's your viewpoint on this, on the awakening that's presently happening? Because there's a great, great awakening happening here on Earth. I've talked to you a bit before. There's an awakening happening, and it's big. Like the vibrations on this plane are getting very, very high. I can feel it. Everybody can feel it. Like it's like the normal folks now are waking up. So it's kind
Right.
of a time of change. What do you think about that? It's a revolution time, a time where we can begin to envision people raising their consciousness because revolution is not with weapons and arms and stuff like that. Consciousness. What do you think?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, right now, we are living in the revelation right now. In other words, this is like the end time, and we are seeing what we will say the fulfillment of prophecy happening right now. If you look, there's so much crazy things happening in the world, and you're like, what the hell is going on? When I was 10 years old growing up, I didn't see and hear all of these madness. Where did all these madness, these vipers, so, you just and search and try to find the truth. It's all
Exactly.
about doing your research, try to keep your head above water. And you have to also be very careful of the company, who you choose to associate with.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's something you got to research because people can either build you or break you.
Yeah, they can
You
build
know
you
what
or
I
drain
mean?
you. That's it.
You know what I mean? So you got to make sure to research, and I always say to a lot of my friends, read, 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 read.
Yeah, because if
You
we
know what I mean?
read. It's very important. Once you read a book, you have the whole
Yeah.
feeling of the guy that
Yeah,
wrote it.
you gotta research, but at the same time, you gotta be careful of what you're reading to.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So you gotta find. That's why I say you gotta search, seek, search, find.
Yeah.
because the truth is out there.
The truth is out there. It's in
The
plain
truth
sight.
is out there.
It's in plain
You know
sight.
what I mean?
It's just we're
And if
blind.
you associate yourself with the right people, then they can also lead you in helping you finding like yourself.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? So
We've talked a
yeah,
bit at the beginning. The people that listen to the show now knows what I'm talking about, but we've talked a bit at the beginning. So it's just a great, this is what I like to share also my experience with life, because it's a life experience. It's not based on any drama or gossip or anything else. It's a life experience I'm having now and sharing with you and sharing with everybody. So it's all from love. It's my experience with life. So I think we are in a moment, where knowledge is being poured on us big time, but we must use scrutiny and use all our ability to think, because this is what has been suppressed by the poison. But poison, like you said, poison comes from everywhere, from people, from Babylon, from the TV, from if we cannot identify what gets us distracted from our path, bingo, game over. They're gonna have control of our minds. So
gotta be
emancipating.
focused,
Yeah,
man.
gotta be focused. Gotta be focused on your stuff. Gotta know where you go, and always have in mind to to contribute. To contribute, I think it's very important to contribute to this life, to this dream. Where no matter what, you're building your dream, but you're also part of a dream, the dream of the creator. So
Definitely,
So by
definitely.
getting together like that, we attach each other our dreams, and that's wonderful. Now, what's happening with Kappo these days? Any shows coming? Any collaboration with any other artist, or you're just working on your like your album or something? Do you have an album you're gonna put out soon, or
Um, um,
what's the
currently
project?
working.
What's the project? I like to discuss project.
All right, well, I'm currently working on my debut album. I'm just taking it one step at a time. I'm not putting a time or a date when it's gonna be ready, because, like I said, it's my debut album, and right, and I want to have the right songs on it.
Yeah.
So,
Or
you know,
original.
originals, yes, it's all original. I do a few cover, but I'm not gonna be having any of the cover on the album.
That's
You
it.
know, so that's number one. As far as shows, I have a couple of things in the pipeline. Nothing confirmed. Summer is looking good, but I have a show in Boston. It's the Mayfair in Boston, Harvard Square, on May 1st. In days or so, heading off to Jamaica to do a music shoot for my one of my single, Party Time. So, and I might be doing a double video shoot. If everything goes well, I might be also doing the video for um, Father God Knows, that other single.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. You have great singles out there, but how does that happen? Like when you go to Jamaica and you decide to shoot the videos, what kind of team you need to have around you? You don't go there with your GoPro on the arm and say I'm going to shoot a video. You need a bit of people around. So how do you manage all this? Do you have friends helping you most of it, or it's very professionals that you have to pay again to get a video done, or you can manage that with your friends and get it done very professionally?
well, I have a group of guys that I did the first music video for Sensimina song. That is
Yeah.
a song really that I'm pushing right now. So Richard Brown, his name, and his team. So they are the guys that I'm working with. I met these guys through a good brethren of mine, but he resides mainly in Jamaica. He's called Tim Dub. I don't know if you know him.
Okay.
He's an engineer. And I think he did a song with Luton Fire. He not did a song with him, but
Rhythm
he
wise, is it
produced.
rhythm
Yeah,
wise? Okay.
called Teamed Up, but he
Okay.
produced a song with Luther and Fire. I think that song is called Red, Gold, and Green. So I saw the video, and
Yeah.
he was telling me, and I'm like, wow, I like the quality, and I'm like, who did that? So he actually introduced me to these guys, and they did a great job with sensing me in my first video shoot. So I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna use these guys again to do my next video shoot. So yeah, so that's the
Be-
team I have, and I'm
because
looking forward to that.
most of the time it's people that will come forward to help you. It's people that do it from the heart, just like me. Promoters that want to help you. Usually it's people that do it from the heart. I don't expect anything in return. I do it to help you, to help each other. But most people have that in mind. Most people have a heart. Most people have love in their heart, and they're gonna want to help other people. Do you feel that happening around you, or?
Oh, definitely, definitely. I mean, I'm getting a lot of support. Right now I gotta say a big shout out to my road manager, Mr. Patrick Lowing. The man from Moko, and I just got on board with me too. Mr. Don Hines. He's from we call him Firewire. He's also an artist, but he has a booking. He's a booking agent, so Don Hines booking. So he's the one right now, also booking some of my shows. So those two guys, I gotta say shout out to, and of course, all my brethren in Jamaica, all the musicians that played on my track, Mr. Trevor McKenzie, Mr. Lincoln Thomas, Shane Kirk, Chad, the whole crew. So we have to big them up. So yeah, I have a great support around me, man. Definitely,
That's it. That's what it needs. When you come out and do things from your heart, people feel it and they want to help you. Normally, that's the normal thing. I think when you, especially once, when you want to live your dream, you want to help the maximum people possible on the way to your dream, so you make yours become a reality. So this is what I have in mind. But as far as Jamaica, how often do you go to Jamaica? Like, do you go only for shows, or you still have family there? I guess then.
Yeah, I have family there. Trust me, I'm in Jamaica maybe every 3 months, every 2 to 3 months.
Oh, that's good.
I'm home a lot because I all my recordings are done in Jamaica.
Oh,
Everything that you hear is being recorded, mixed in Jamaica.
okay, cool.
So I'm there, and of course, my family is there, my mom, my kids. So yeah. So I'm
And
there a lot, man.
And as far as belief, if we talk about reggae music, in reggae music, we talk a lot about Rastafari. But Rastafari, for me, is a belief. It's something we believe. It stays a belief. So not everybody not everybody that are in reggae music will be on Rastafari and stuff like that. Most of them. But what's your vision of that? Do you? I respect the man a lot. Lots of great teachings. But I mean, God is inside of me, is inside of you, so is inside of him. So to say that one man is God or something, I have a little problem with that, because I can find that divinity inside me, inside you. So I don't know what's your philosophy about that. Is it something you put out in your song, or you have intention to, like, I don't know. It's a tricky question. Maybe I don't know. Me, I ask all kinds of questions.
Well, Rastafari.
Yeah, let's talk Rastafari a bit.
Yeah, Rastafari to me it's a liberty, it's a way of life. What I
Yeah,
mean,
that's it.
it's also a culture. They say it's also a religion. It's but to me it's just a way. For me, it's more of a way of living. Truths and rights. What I mean. So some people say Rasta and all they can think about is the herbs, but it's it's more than just the ganja, man. You know.
I always say
So
Rasta should be deeper. Should be deeper. It should be about, you have to care about people, right?
I lost you for a minute. Can you
I,
repeat
I
that?
said it's about, I said the Rasta, if you ask me Rasta what it's about, it's mostly about caring for people. It's about, it's a way of life, it's a way of respecting. Also, it's a, listen, we can see it many different, many people see things from their own perspective anyway. So to say that it's this or that, to me, it's like, it's a way of living, it's a way of life, it's a way of righteousness. It's a righteousness way. It's the Rastafari way, it's the righteousness way. Now, all the Haile Selassie thing and all he's done in his life, I haven't done enough research to confirm everything that is going around. But anyway, I like the philosophy and the teaching coming from him for sure. And this is what I think we should embrace from each other. Not necessarily our belief, but what we can teach to each other.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So, and like you said, with all these different beliefs in
Yeah.
terms of, who is the creator to you, whether is it someone that's you feel on the inside, or but the creator is inside every one of us,
Isn't,
because
yeah,
we wouldn't be alive talking today. The creator is life itself, life giver. Whenever time you passed off, that's when the creator is not with you. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
so the creator, he lives in each and every one of us, man.
Yeah, it's in everything that has life. It's in everything that has life, especially us. Us, we've been given power and dominion over everything on the face of the earth, but now we're abusing that power because we're destructing. There's destruction everywhere, but there's people like me, you, and others that are waking up to life. It's just to say yes to your life at one point. It's just that. Say yes to your life and live your dreams and have goals. How does it, aliveness comes with action. You become alive when you start taking action, right?
Definitely, definitely. I mean, because what is life without you? Being here for a purpose, or taking action, doing something. We're here for a reason. Look what you're doing. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So look what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So you're just, if you were just planted that way, put it that way, here on the earth, and you're just here. What's your purpose? What's your mean? You know,
But
so
for
yeah,
some people don't find big meaning with life, like they're very lost and lost their way. But that's why we come, us that you know maybe see a bit more light and have less fear, because it's not that we don't have fear. You have fear just like me, but you don't let it immobilize you. This is the difference, right?
right,
We all
definitely.
have fear. There's some fear that are legitimate, some that are not, but most of it is that we don't let it immobilize us, and we can rise. It's time to rise. It's time for us to rise it up, and not only by you know talking. It's taking action. Taking action. I think it's the best thing you can do in your life is work on yourself. What do you think about that?
Definitely. They say actions speak louder than words, you know what I mean? So when you put in the do the work, then you definitely, and people will see the results, you know what I mean?
You will
Like
reap the
just what
profit.
I'm doing, like I said, just what you're doing, because hey, if you were not putting in the work or doing the action, so to speak, we wouldn't have been having this interview right now.
No,
You know what I
exact.
mean? If I wasn't taking action in putting my music out, you wouldn't have heard about Kappo
No.
or doing interviews. So,
But I
definitely.
think it's a wonderful time to be alive. Is the most, that's the time, a time where people are waking up, like I said, and we're reaching out to others. We're putting down the barriers that used to separate us. Barriers that used to put most barriers we have put them ourselves, and we're putting them down ourselves also by waking up. So I think it's the yeah great time to be alive and just sharing our inspiration and come out to the world and speak out. So Kappo, that was a great interview. Like I said, I hope people gonna check your stuff. I put all kinds of link in the description. Check check him out. He's got a great voice. This guy is gonna go. Kappo is gonna go over the top. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna keep pushing your stuff big time. I have it in my SoundCloud. Like every day I go, I do my training, and this is where I post the music where I do my training. So then you have very like your song Party Time. I love the song Party Time. The other one here, the cover. I'm not the only one. Is something too, man. Your voice. It's your voice. It's like, wow, what is that? What is that? I stopped what I was doing and I sent it to Craig Rose. It's the first time I do that. It's the first time I do that. I don't do that on a regular basis, but I was so like, whoa, 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 what's that voice? So people, go listen to him. Check him out, Kappo. He's everywhere. Reverbnation, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spotify, I think also.
Yep, I'm everywhere.
That's it, everywhere. And we're going to be having...
Four corners.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll touch base again. In a few months, maybe after the summer or something like that, we'll have another interview. We talk about different stuff. And just to keep the link, to keep the vibe flowing. This is what we need, to let the love flow.
Definitely. And it's a pleasure being on the Tru-Mon show. Thank you for having me, man. As always, much respect.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just have the people check me out, man. Kappo Music. Kappo, follow me at Twitter, whatever. Kappo at kappomusic.com. You want to reach me, kappomusic@gmail.com. Music is spelled MUZIC. So,
yeah,
check me out. And look out for the new video coming, Yeah. Boom.
I'm gonna push it on my side too. I'm gonna push it in my group in SoundCloud everywhere. I say it. If you have the respect to come to talk to me on the Tru-Mon show, we're linked forever, because I'm taking this to another level, bro. I'm taking this to a level that nobody can ever begin to dream how far I'm gonna take this. I did not come that far to only come this far. I'm just scratching the surface here. Don't judge me now, you'll judge me prematurely, but stay on board and come on the Tru-Mon show and speak out.
Yeah, definitely. And look, a lot of great things coming from Kappo, man. I'm going to say this the first time on air. I have some nice thing working on right now. I have what's called reggae, dancehall mixed with reggaeton coming from Kappo. That's going to be crazy. I'm working on a lot of stuff. So
wow,
you're not only going to be getting roots. I'm gonna be mixing it up, because like I was told before, I did an interview before, and somebody called in and it was like, is it the same guy who did the I'm Not the Only One did Party Time and Sensimate? It sounds like it's three different artists, because you don't sound the same.
It's true. Vibe. It's a different vibe. It's a different. And now the one you're gonna make with reggaeton, like, it's gonna be amazing. Then
it's gonna be a total different thing again. But it's gonna be total, and I'm gonna the music video for that is gonna be crazy. So look out.
This is what we need. This is what we need. New stuff, new vibe, new rhythm, and something to elevate us. Something to. Me, reggae music comes and motivate me a lot in training, or every time I have a show on YouTube, I listen to reggae music before to pump me, to put me in the mood. It's a motivating process. Music motivates me. So keep doing music, man. Keep doing great music, because we love it. We love you.
Respect. Thank you for having me, man.
It's a pleasure. One love. He's out. Salute.
Every time. Peace. You say
boom.